Hi guys, hugging around. What's up, MinnCon?
How's everybody doing today?
Hey guys.
How about this, guys? A real theater, a real stage.
It's like a real deal, man.
I know. All weekend long, we've been running around like ants. It's just like using all the space. Allow me to make this official. Minneapolis, Minnesota, and the surrounding counties, please, won't you welcome Jensen and Jared.
I'm pretty sure I snapped my hamstring on that one.
I know I did.
I'm getting old.
I was doing the Michael Phelps warm-up.
Yeah. I gotta be honest, if I was on the blocks next to him, like, pop, pop, what the? I'm not racing that guy.
And they're like, and I'll go,
Yeah.
beep.
I love you, whoever you are.
Yes, you
Hi, how are you? It is great to be back. How about Jeffrey D. Morgan there, huh? Old Papa Winchester. Finally get down to Atlanta and kill some zombies. Winchester style.
Show them how it's done.
And I love you.
Whoa. Take it easy.
Oh my God.
I sense like a Brexit happening. There's like, I love you, Jensen. No, I love you, Jared. Scratch, scratch, claw, bite. We both love all of y'all, so just to get legitimately. Who's a first timer today? So far, so good? We like to say it's our wonderful, dysfunctional, and wonderfully dysfunctional family. So we're happy to be a part of it and happy that y'all are too.
How about these guys, huh? Good stuff. Hey Jared, why don't you tell us about your bocce skills last night? How much money did you lose?
In paying to get the bocce court or in losing to you guys? We really wanted to play bocce last night. We ended up at a Brits pub. Anybody know Brits pub? And one of my dear friends, one of my groomsmen actually lives here in town. We got together last night, and we walked over and we went upstairs, and I was like, there's a giant outside bocce court. But they were packed up, and we tried to name drop ourselves, name drop our friends. It was like, I know Jennifer Love Hewitt.
They were like, get out.
They're like, we ended up having to bribe two guys.
Yeah, so we're standing there on the pitch, and we're talking to the person that's in charge of this.
Is it a pitch?
I don't know.
How do you know the lingo?
Because
You were like bocce sharking me last night.
I did. I totally hustled him last night. So they're like, oh, there's a waiting list of people to get on to the field and stuff. And we're like, oh, all right. Well, we don't want to bump anybody off the list.
I did.
And then, but then there were these two guys over on one of the courts. They were just sitting there. They weren't even playing. And I'm like, well, these guys aren't even playing. I'm like, hey, Jared, why don't you go over there and maybe see if you can't bribe those guys off and let us take their spot. That way we're not actually bumping somebody.
By Jared, we should go do this. He went like, hey Jared, go walk over there and try and hand him some cash. And I was like, them? Okay.
So,
in all fairness, I worked till 3 a.m.
So
this morning, Vancouver time, so I was a little tired yesterday.
So Jared walks over, he's walking over to the thing, we're still back there, and he's talking to the guys, he's doing this, and then I see him go. And then the two guys gleefully skip away, and Jared just goes. And so, but here's where it took a turn. So we get on we start playing.
By the way, I think the first thought that occurred to me was like, yay, we get to play bocce. Instantly, the second thought occurred to me was like, I offered them too much because they didn't even negotiate. They were like, you're gonna give us $100
Have
just
fun.
to play bocce? All right. And then one of the guys is like, well, how much was it? 150. And the other guy's like, no, 100 is fine. Like, don't scare them away. I want $100 or something.
So they take off, and then we start playing, and about 15 minutes goes by, and the lady who's kind of in charge of she walks up and she's like, okay guys, your hour's up. Like, what? Like, yeah, those guys only had it, and it changes every hour. I'm like, so he just paid for 15 minutes? Luckily, the next group on the list were no-shows, so we ended up getting to stay on and play for a little while.
Turns out Jeffrey Dean and Jensen are little bocce Olympians.
Yep. It was the Oldens versus the Youngins last night, and the Oldens prevailed.
They did. Yeah, rematch tonight. Without further ado, let's get to some questions. Let's start with my side.
Alright. First of all, I was just wondering if I could get a J-squared hug. And then also, on the show, you had a supernatural convention through the books. And I'm just wondering, now that you guys are actually having supernatural conventions out through the TV show, how you guys feel about that, now that it's evolved to this.
Well, the conventions actually came before the TV show. I mean, not... Figure that one out. It's supernatural.
Is this one of your riddles?
Shush. Go. I love you. Go practice bocce or something.
Don't make him feel better. This is.
Let him falter and flounder. No, I mean, we did the convention episode, season 4, so we'd already started to learn kind of what conventions were all about. But for those who haven't joined us before today, we often say that Supernatural, obviously these conventions wouldn't exist without Supernatural, but Supernatural wouldn't exist without these conventions. So it's a chance for us to kind of meet people face to face and see who made this show last for 12 seasons. So thank you guys. Thanks, darling.
Hi.
Hi.
My question is, if there was a movie made about your life, who would you cast to play yourself?
The guy who was climbing the Trump Tower.
Meryl Streep.
She could do it.
She can do anything.
I joked, my agent texted me after I tweeted the picture of Bizarro Jarpad. And he was like, that's not you, right? And I was like, no, it's not me. I'm in Vancouver. And I was like, the good news is, if they ever make a documentary about the guy who climbed the Trump Tower, I know I got a job. So. And then I saw it on CNN. I was so happy. I was like, hee. I slammed open my trailer door and I was like, everybody, come here. Jensen's in his trailer next door. He's like, what? Like Cliff and everybody is inside my trailer. I'm like, what? And so, fun times.
And then they pick a photo of you where you're like,
oh, like doing the church lady or something. It's an awful photo. I took a picture. I'll tweet it. Yeah, it was a really horrific photo. It was like one of those ones where you're yawning or something. So it's a picture of the Trump Tower guy and me, like, I mean, super flattering. But yeah, at least I'll have the job when this is all done. Thank you.
Hi.
Hi.
So back in May, Jewel State was on that exact stage, and she was asked about being on Supernatural, and she went on to tell a story about running into you guys at a restaurant. And she said she came in, but she didn't want to interrupt you guys, so she just went to her table. And then she said, you guys came over and were like, hello, did you not see us? So I'm just wondering if you could kind of tell us your side of that story. Would you like, did she not see us? Why didn't she come over here? Just your side.
You know what's funny is that I think a lot of, it's so bizarre sometimes because you meet somebody, you work with them, you enjoy their work, but they don't feel, I think there's also like a mutual respect of entertainers and actors and musicians where, you know, if somebody's eating, you know you don't want to be interrupted while you're eating, and so they don't want to interrupt you, but you certainly want to say hi and give a big hug or something. And so I think she was just, you know, she's a professional. She's been around for a long time and done some great work for a long, long time. And so I think we kind of were like, you know, maybe she saw us, maybe she didn't. But if she didn't see us, let's go say hi. If she did see us, and she was just being kind by not, like, as we're in the middle of a big bite of food, interrupting us. So we decided to go and say hi. But she's rad. I wish she'd come back. Thanks, Tony.
Hi. A quick gushing first was within 48 hours of Red Meat, I watched it 4 times. I am so impressed that after 11 seasons you could put something of that quality out. Jensen broke me talking to Billy. So the question is, if you did a follow-up to Changing Channels Now, what TV shows would you want to parody?
The Walking Dead.
The Walking Dead.
Any nondescript superhero, because there's too many of them. What was it? I was like,
Game of Thrones.
No, we were doing some photo shoot on the Flash set, as some of you might know. And also the Arrow set was right next door. They were saying it was the day of, they said it's the day of superheroes, because it's also Legends of Tomorrow too. So it's the day of superheroes and real heroes. I think, Game of Thrones,
Real Housewives of Beverly Hills.
Real Housewives of Sheboygan.
And the Olympic swimming trials. Strap on that Speedo and let's go swim.
It's on, Jared. It's already on.
It's hydro.
Oh my god.
Thank you.
Gilmore Girls.
They're actually parodying themselves right now. I won't stoop that low. I'm just kidding, Kim. I love you.
Thank you. Hi.
Hi. Oh, okay.
I know they're loud.
So, what is your favorite part of being fathers?
Spinning in my chair.
Acting like children.
I agree. Jensen, ha ha. Does anybody out there have twins? Or
Where are my twins out there?
where are my twindians?
Twins. Yeah.
Awesome. Your parents
I'm
are
about to
saints.
feel your parents' pain.
That is such a difficult question to answer. There's so many cool things. There's the classic where they say, "I love you, Daddy," or But it's a really weird responsibility. But sometimes my favorite part right now, being a parent of two, my favorite is when I see my kids like telling each other secrets and laughing and playing, and it's almost like, oh my God, they're 4 and 2, they're not ready to go out into the world. But you know, Jen and I will be there with Tom and Shep, and they'll interact with us, and then they'll, with each other, go play together, or like be playing with toys together, or telling secrets, or laughing, or giggling, or wrestling, or something. I'm like, that's so cool. Like they're almost human beings. But at first you're like, it's this little thing you don't want to break, and I'm a big guy, and I don't want to like break anything or mess them up. And then you see them play with each other, and you're like, you know what, they're going to be all right. So that's my favorite, is seeing them interact.
I had a moment the other day, I was carrying JJ, she fell asleep on the couch, and so I picked her up and I was carrying her upstairs to put her to bed, and she kind of stirred and kind of woke up in my arms as I was walking up the stairs, and she just looked up at me with like sleepy eyes. She goes, "You're so strong, Daddy." And I was like, that was a good moment. That was a good moment for me.
To a 3-year-old girl, you probably are really strong.
Speaking of this, total sidebar. Brad, our camera operator, he was doing handheld to the fight scene the other day. And, you know, it's got that top handle to the camera. So he picked it up, and he was holding it, and he goes like this. And he lifted it with 2 hands. I'm like, wait, Brad. Curl that. And literally it was like, he went. And I'm like, how? This is like, and so I grabbed it, and I was just like, dude, you need to do a push-up.
Oh, Brad. I saw somebody this morning doing the dance.
We love you, Brad. Hi.
My question is, if Mary hadn't died in the show, how different would the boys' lives have been? Like, would they have gotten into hunting, or would that life have just always have found them?
Or if Mary had a little lamb. Whose fleece was white as snow. And then everywhere. And Mary went, the lamb was sure to go. They probably have better manners. They probably have better hygiene. They probably wouldn't be hunters, I guess. So Sam would be a lawyer. Dean would be a stripper. A female stripper. He would have got the operation. Car mechanic.
Yeah, I think, and we'll learn this in season 12, that Mary really did try to protect her family from that world that she did know. So that's one of the big things that she's going to have to deal with now, coming back and seeing her 2 sons are hunters and live in that life. Because that was the life that she was trying so desperately to protect them from. So I think that if she hadn't died, then she probably would have succeeded in protecting her family from a life of hunting. That being said, I think it was inevitable that, because she's a hunter, and kind of once a hunter, always a hunter. So the life would have found her again, and would have ultimately found the family. So yeah, I think that eventually the sons would have had no choice.
Or they could have been farmers, and Mary could have died.
Don't start your question with a potential nursery rhyme. gonna put that out there because numbnuts here.
Thank you. Hi.
First of all, I just want to say thank you for the last 12 entertaining years. And in those 12 years, you both worked with some really badass females. Some of them here, like Kim and Brianna and Ruth. And over the years, even though you killed off Charlie.
We did not. Talking monkeys, not writers.
But what I wanted to ask is, of all the ones you've got to play with over the years, work with, which one did you enjoy working with the most and why?
Working with or playing with? I think playing with is obvious.
So, playing pranks
I'm gonna go with the one he married for him.
Which is the longest prank of all time. Guess what? You're married to me.
Is Brianna still backstage? She is. Brianna,
I will say this about Brianna, since A, we just saw her, and B, she's the topic of conversation. She came on as, you know, we've done 244 episodes now because we're 3 into season 12. She was one of those people and one of those actresses that as soon as we did the first take of her first scene of her first day, he and I looked at each other and we were like, she's coming back.
winner.
Winner. We knew instantly in the donut stuff, and we were like, she's coming back, 100,000%. There are a few actors and actresses that have been on the show that as soon as they're on it, we're
Felicia, Charlie was supposed to be a 1-episode character. They only wrote her for 1 episode, and
Kim
Rhodes, 1-episode story.
Jim.
All right, I think we get the picture.
Misha.
Okay. Now she was supposed to be on for a while. Anyway, I think it's a testament to their talent and their likability and the way that you guys receive them, which is why, you know, when people are, and I was one of the, I'm upset that they, you know, killed Charlie. Of course, you never really did on Supernatural, so you know.
What are you trying to tell us?
How? Spoiler alert! No, just kidding. Or am I? No, I'm just kidding.
Or is it?
All day. He used to do it all day. What was I saying? Yeah, so even though I was upset when, you know, they were like, oh, we're going to kill Charlie, I'm like, no! You also have to remember that we got her for a lot longer than they had ever intended anyway. So I think that's the positive spin on it. But to pick a favorite, I think would be very difficult. I think, you know, there have been several that have really, really been great to partner with on the screen. Certainly the females that are here today and were here this weekend. His wife was a joy to work with. Apparently a joy to be with outside of the set too. I'll never forget it.
What's that supposed to be?
I'll never forget it. Jen sitting there reading her book in her cast chair, and I look over, and what's Jared doing? Not kidding. I just walked by and I was like, yep, that's happening. She doesn't have a chance.
Poor girl. Poor girl. Lisa Barry. I mean, we've had so many.
Lisa's fantastic. Elena.
Ruth.
Ruth.
Shoshana.
Yeah.
I think she might be coming back. Awesome.
There's so many. We've been very fortunate to have the talent come through our doors that we've had. It's been
we've had a lot of doors.
We've had a lot of doors. Yeah.
Tough to pick.
So yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Hey guys, I'm wondering if you can tell us a Sam and Dean story that we haven't seen on screen yet.
Sam and Dean. Little fish. Little leather jacket. Sam and Dean.
Jared went fishing and caught himself a salmon, and he named it Dean. So he calls him Salmon Dean. And somehow the salmon is bow-legged. Even with no legs. Bow-fenned. Okay. Tell me about Mary and her sheep.
It's a lamb. It's a little lamb.
Right.
Face is white as snow. White.
Now wait a minute.
Not sludgy snow. Not like yellow snow.
What happened if Mary left?
The lamb was sure to go. After Mary.
So sorry.
She's Salmon Dean.
This is the story that you haven't, because they would never put this on television. It's true. Apologies.
Thank you. It's a good fish. It's a good fish. How are you?